process we're going to learn today is called synthetic division. In order for you to really see, and I think you need to see synthetic division, I want to start out with a long division and show you where it comes from. So here we have this problem, and we're going to set it up. X minus 2 divided into 3x cubed minus 4x squared minus 5x plus 1. And we're going to do that long division process that we did before. X will go into 3x cubed, 3x squared times. Then we multiply back. 3x squared times negative 2 is negative 6x squared. Draw the line, change the signs, and combine. So we have 2x squared. Bring down the minus 5x. X will go into 2x squared, a positive 2x times. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times negative 2 is negative 4x. Draw the line, change the signs, and combine. So we have negative 1x. Bring down this positive 1. 2x will go into negative x, a negative 1 times. So negative 1 times x is negative x. Negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2. Draw the line, change the signs, and combine. And when you combine, you end up with negative 1 as a remainder. So this is minus 1 over that binomial x minus 2. So this whole polynomial up here is your answer. And I didn't cancel these, but remember, the first two terms always cancel. So here's my answer. What I want you to see, I'm going to take this back off, is that all of these terms right here are your x cubed terms. All of these terms right here are your x squared. All of these are your x values, and all of these down here in this last column are your constants. So we're going to learn something today called synthetic division that simply looks at the numbers. It looks at the 3, the 2, the negative 1, and the negative 1 is the remainder. It's called synthetic divisions. So kind of note that we're going to pull those out right here. So I'm going to clean this off, and we're going to start anew. I look at this divisor right here, and there's a couple of stipulations that go with synthetic division. I'm going to take you back and look at them. The first of the restrictions the first one is the divisor must be a binomial. In other words, I can't divide by a trinomial. It's got to be x minus 2, 3x minus 4, x minus 7, x plus 2. It's got to be a binomial. The second is the coefficient must be 1. X minus 4, x plus 2, x minus 7, x plus 3. Things like this got to start with x. If it doesn't, if it's like 2x minus 1, then I have to divide everything through by that coefficient of 2. So it's got to have those two stipulations. The divisor must be a binomial with a coefficient of 1. So let's look at this first example. My divisor is a binomial, and the coefficient of x is 1. What I simply say to do is you're going to take that divisor, x minus 2, and set it equal to 0, and x will equal to 2. 2 is what I'm looking for as divided into with my synthetic division. And it's written a little differently. So I'm going to put a 2, and I'm going to make a backward box like this. And remember, the only thing that we're looking at is the coefficients of all these terms. Making sure I have them all, 3, 2, 1, constant. I've got all my terms. I just simply pull the coefficients of each. The coefficient of x cubed is 3. The coefficient of x squared is negative 4. The coefficient of x is negative 5. And the constant is 1. So here's all my numbers. That's all I'm working with. Then you're going to skip a line and draw a line. And the first term will decline down to the bottom. Okay? So skip a line and draw a line. Now, here's where it sounds a little complicated at the beginning, but it's really very easy. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3, bring it up here, is 6, and combine. You get 2. 2 times 3 is 6, combine, and you get 2. Then I'm going to go from here to here. 2 times 2 is 4, combine, and you get negative 1. 2 times 2 is 4, combine, and you get negative 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and combine and you get negative 1. Now, if you look back at your answer from that previous problem we did with long division, these are all your coefficients and remainder. A lot of people like to start at the beginning. I personally like to start at the end with my remainder. So this is my remainder, this is my constant, this is x to the 1, and this is x to the 2. So it's going to be in this order right here. Now, lots of folks like to start at the beginning. I just want to walk through, and you can choose whatever way you want to do it. If you start at the beginning, because this will always be x to the 1 right here, it's 1 less exponent. So if this starts off as the x cubed, then this is going to be an x squared. And this is going to be an x to the 1. And this is going to be your constant. And this right here is your remainder. So if I were to write the answer, this is 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. And remembering that this last is my remainder, this is going to be minus 1 over, go back to your divisor here, x minus 2. And then this is your answer. And if you look back at that long division problem you worked first, that is the answer right there. What is really kind of nifty about this is it's easy to check. I can, and I can in long division as well, I can take this 2 and plug it into my original problem right there, my polynomial, and it's going to give me this remainder, negative 1. In other words, you go back to your original up here, and you say 3 times 2, this 2 right here, cubed, minus 4 times 2 squared, minus 5 times 2, plus 1, and when you hit enter, it's going to equal to negative 1, whatever remainder that you got for this particular problem. And that will tell you that you're right. If you get anything different, then you're wrong. This is a good place to break, and we'll go on to the next video to look at some more examples, but this is synthetic division.